just for my own shits and giggles, we're doing the movie first. I want to end on the album.
Since we're doing a movie first, a little prop.
Nice.
I brought the bus.
Yeah, a short bus.
Right away.
Well, you would have a short bus.
I know, and it was one of the kids' toys, and I think it's one of the no, prop.
There we go. Yeah, you better watch putting it that close to one of the fucking lament configurations.
It'll be fine.
I hope so.
I need an end table.
You have
I don't want to spill on that. No.
You know where that would go.
No, not for drinks.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll bring my end table.
Okay, whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
What? That's how I get rid of old furniture from my house. I bring it here.
Fucking dick. We need to talk about that. About some stuff for down here after the show.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
No, you're not in trouble, actually.
I will be after this talk.
No, you won't.
Okay, here we go.
The movie suggested by Bill, thrown in the bucket by Bill. This is a Bill heavy episode, guys.
God bless us.
Released on April 10th of 1968. This motherfucker made me watch a G-rated movie.
That's some fucking culture in your life. It was a great fucking movie.
The movie is called Where Angels Go, Trouble Follows.
Hi.
Directed by James Nielsen, based on a story by Jane Trahey. I prefer Jim Leahy, but... And it stars Rosalind Russell as the Mother Superior, but they call her Mother, Reverend Mother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They call her Reverend Mother. Stella Stevens as Sister George, who's like a young hippie nun.
Correct. Absolutely.
Now, and Reverend Mother is very staid, very traditional Catholic nun. Okay? And then we have Uncle Milty, fucking Milton Berle, as the film director, who's unnamed in the movie. Arthur Godfrey as the bishop. Van Johnson as Father Chase, who is the leader of the boys' school. Bob Taylor as Mr. Faraday, who runs a dude ranch in New Mexico. Benny Barnes as Sister Celestine, who is another older nun that's the bus driver nun, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
You know her from Sister Act.
Yes.
Where she also played a nun.
Yes. Fucking typecasting. Mary Wicks as Sister Clarissa, who's another one of the nuns.
No, that's Clarissa. She's the bus driver.
Okay.
Mary Wicks.
Okay. Dolores Sutton as Sister Rosemarie. Susan St. James in one of her early acting roles.
Yes.
As Rosabelle. And Barbara Hunter as, this is a great name, by the way, Marvel Rose.
Yeah. She was from Kate and Alley.
Or Marvel Ann, rather.
Who was the girl that had like the really, really short haircut?
That was Susan St. James. That was Rosabelle.
Okay.
So, long story short, this movie follows a group of Catholic schoolgirls. Mm-hmm. And like I mentioned earlier, Reverend Mother, she's a very traditional, staid, conservative Catholic nun. And at this girls' Catholic school, there's Sister George. And Sister George is a younger, kind of hippie-ish... Activist.
Protesting with...
An activist nun.
Yes.
Think about that for a minute, folks.
In the 60s.
A fucking activist nun.
Yes.
Talk about my worst nightmare coming true.
No, she's talking about women's rights.
Yes, equality.
She's talking about all the things that we should be talking about. Why are you throwing down the pen already for?
But I'm fucking loudmouth Catholics and we don't get along.
Progressive nun.
There's no such thing.
Actually, yes, that hits the nail on the head right there.
Yeah, she's a very progressive nun, and she has this idea that she's gonna get the girls from the school she teaches at. By the way, she teaches the girls how to make a fucking bomb in chemistry class.
No, she didn't teach them how to make a bomb. She showed them the ingredients that could be made to a bomb.
And that's why it went kaboom.
And they applied it to practical applications.
Well, Rosabelle applied it to practical application. She's a shit disturber, that girl. We'll get into that later. So the plan is these girls are going to go across country. They're from Pennsylvania, by the way.
Yep.
Like
most of the locations
were shot down around Philadelphia.
Yep, around Pennsylvania.
Yep, and we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah. I was like,
we'll
the fuck?
Yep.
We'll talk about it in a minute. But they're going to go on a cross-country trip to an intergender rally.
Everything rally. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
like folk singing and this and that. It's gonna be groovy, man.
Yeah. I mean, everybody all together. When they say intergender, it's gonna be co-ed. There'll be boys there. It's like, oh man, I'm thinking.
What's up, Amanda?
It's like this is the '60s. I forgot how conservative.
Oh yeah,
we were as a culture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but so
don't forget the parties at the convent.
Oh yeah, they're throwing sock hops at the convent. Marvel Ann and Rosabelle are fucking. They're scammers, is what they are.
Yes, they are.
They're the Van Wilders of the Catholics.
They're hustlers, man. They're hustling. I can't hate the hustle. They're holding fucking sock hops, and dance parties in the convent dorms. Mm-hmm. You gotta fucking love it.
And charging admission.
And then they get busted.
Yep. Oh.
And then they get busted. So they're not going to be allowed to go.
Correct.
No.
Well, Marvel Ann has an ace in the hole.
Yes.
Her father donates a new bus.
Correct.
Yep.
So she's going.
So they're driving down the road. And this is I fucking laugh my ass off. You see a handbag come down outside the window. And Marvel Ann sneaks a banana into the thing. And now Reverend Mother sees the bag go up and tells the nun to pull the bus over. Here, Rosabelle, who wasn't allowed to go on the trip,
correct,
has stowed away on the top of the bus.
On the luggage rack.
So they're going, and their first stop is a place near and dear to Bill's and my heart. And they even showed the marquee.
Honest to God, yes.
A 1968 Dorney Park.
Yep.
And at first I'm like, okay, they're just showing the sign of the entrance. Okay. But then they're standing there talking, and I see Journey of the Center of the Earth in the background, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
And the bucket of blood.
Yes, the bucket of blood.
However, the scene where they're standing in front of the Journey, we know exactly where they're standing. Well, we would know. And they're pointing out the bucket of blood. You can't see the bucket of blood from that point in the Journey.
You're exactly correct.
And they got a hot dog from what would become the Sweet Tooth.
Mr. Hotooth.
I didn't say that.
Everybody want a Hotooth.
Yeah. But the building that would become that, they got a hot dog from.
Yep.
But
they didn't sell the footlongs there. The footlongs were then sold once Hotooth opened. Fuck, it's sad that we know this. The footlong hot dogs were sold across the walkway.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I
was pointing out to Missy and Jesse as we were watching this. I said, okay, you see where that is? Okay, that's Journey to the Center of the Earth. Right behind that was the original bumper cars.
Yep.
And that was also the loading platform for, at the time, it was just called the Yellow Roller Coaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Thunder Chicken.
Yep.
Yep. And it was just so great to just see all those things. And they had the cop was in there turning the sign.
Yep. And the street was still going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because where what would be between Funnel Cakes and Sweet Tooth used to be a fucking street.
Yes.
Yep. And it was, and the bucket of blood was up a bit further in the park.
Yeah, that was up by where you came in by the.
I don't think it was that far. It wasn't that big a park. I don't think it was that big a park.
No.
Maybe the Enterprise. Maybe
it was up by Enterprise.
Yeah. You
but
had
you
the Mousetrap.
Yeah, you
the
can't
Enterprise,
see
Octopus.
that.
Oh no, I know
you
can't.
couldn't see it from.
Absolutely.
Well, the monster, which was
the monster. Yes, that's it. Oh,
the monster. Junior was telling us that's done. He was saying they're fucking ripping it apart. It's shot. The monster, the octopus.
They had that. When I last went to Dorney Park a couple of years ago, they had that all the way down the end.
That's where it is now.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it's gone. It's going away.
Really?
Yes. It's beyond repair.
Really?
It's beyond repair.
I'll buy a new one.
They've cobbled it together for years, and they're also making room for the new roller coaster.
Another one.
Yep.
Dude, wait till you see this thing.
I forget what it's.
Iron Menace.
That's right. I knew it was like a name like that. But
It's a beyond vertical first drop.
Like,
95-degree first drop.
fuck that shit.
And you pause at the top of the hill.
No fucking way.
oh, people like
dude.
that.
Dude, I'm
Well,
so in.
I've done that one that's just a single rail takes you up.
Oh, okay.
And back.
Possessed.
Yeah. That's I fucking love that one.
Possessed. That's fucking. That's pedestrian.
My kids got scared though, because while I was in line, they had a malfunction and they had to stop the ride. They had a problem with the brakes or something, so we went and did something else. And then I saw them testing. Oh, it's good now. I'll get in line. They're like, no. I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm going.
Fucking. Well, no, the one that they got rid of. They got rid of Stinger.
Okay.
That was the slingshot coaster.
All right.
Okay, which was down in that same area of the park. They got rid of Stinger, and that's where Iron Menace is going to go.
Oy.
Down near the bottom of the park, and they're, from what Junior said, they're going to be using Stinger's powerhouse. They're going to reuse the powerhouse for Stinger for this.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a thing in the morning call yesterday. The first bunch of steel pieces are on their way from Ohio. But
What are you frowning for?
I miss the good stuff. They
Like
don't need
the iceberg.
the iceberg, the Zephyr, the glass house.
Well, the Zephyr's
Hercules.
still there.
Yeah, but I don't go there. So
Well, Hercules, I loved Hercules.
Yeah.
Well, when they built that when we were working there, I
Yeah,
test rode that motherfucker.
Oh my.
I hated that one.
Oh, it's a kid. I was a kidney buster.
Loved it.
I like the old wooden coasters. But anyway, moving back to the movie. So they leave Dorney Park and they continue on. And what's the next adventure, Bill?
Was that the bikers?
Yes, they
got a
get
flat
they end
tire.
up with a no. They ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ran out of
Now,
gas.
I just have one fucking question. Okay. This took place in 1968.
Yes.
Okay? There were fucking interstates.
Okay.
They took the back road almost all the time.
Scenic.
It's just a movie.
Yeah, but you want to get to California quickly.
It's scenic.
But it's just a movie.
Yeah, but still.
They're not gonna. If you look at the script, they're not gonna get all that stuff on the.
Wait. Stop. You're bitching at anybody about suspending disbelief.
Wait.
After last week.
Wait, what?
You're bitching at him about suspending disbelief after last week.
We've established I'm a hypocrite.
Okay,
but
fair
still, but still,
Well, you could have
that's
ran out of gas on the interstate.
That's a big difference. Did you see the prices? I think they paid $1.50 to fill a bus.
I know.
What the fuck,
Dude, shit, speaking of which, $2.99 a gallon for E88 at Sheetz.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. Or for unleaded 88. It's E15s, 15% ethanol.
And you know what? I remember somebody telling me this story. Actually, it was a Wawa. I think the one on Lehigh Street. My one driver came back and he said, I don't know if it was premium or mid-grade, was cheaper than the regular. And what he found out was they had so much of it, nobody's fucking buying it, so they had to drop the fucking price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you drive a car that's newer than 2001, you can run the E88, the 15%.
Correct.
And anytime I fill up at the Sheetz, if they have the fucking 88, I fuck yeah, man. Right now, at the Sheetz that I stopped at today, it was 60 cents a gallon cheaper.
See?
So
Yeah.
there's a tip for our friends out there. Anyway, so now they meet up with these bikers. They run out of gas because, well, in the old bus, I knew when the gauge said E, I had another 5 gallons.
Yeah.
We've all had a car like that.
Because it was broke. The gauge was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had the green van. The fucking fuel gauge didn't work in that. So I had to use the odometer. I never ran out of gas with that. Missy did, but I never did.
I had a working fuel gauge in the Eagle, and I constantly ran out of gas with that.
That's because you didn't have
Well,
any
how
money.
the fuck does that happen?
You didn't have any
Well,
money.
okay, here's how it happens. I forget to put fuel in, and gas runs out. Very simple. I mean, I don't know.
It's simple math.
The worst one I ever had, though, was at the gas station in Lehighton. I actually ran out of gas like 2 feet from the pump. And I couldn't get anybody to help me push the car 2 feet forward.
You couldn't do it yourself?
No, man. Who's going to steer it? If I'm pushing, who's
You
gonna
got one
steer
hand
it?
on the wheel and the other hand on the door, you fucking ninny.
Well, it was very difficult to do.
Oh, my God.
One to be a bitch.
Well,
anyway.
I did it.
Well, there you go.
The one that when I ran out of gas here above the bridge, leaving out of town, I had to walk into town, buy a gas can, fill the gas can, and walk back out of town to put it in the...
No sympathy. None.
Anyway.
I have never run out of gas in my life.
I hope you're doing well
I did.
now.
You know, the only time I ever ran out of gas was on a motorcycle.
And I can see that.
I didn't have.
You can misjudge on a bike because
Well,
they don't have fuel gauges. The
Some
majority of
do.
them. Some
Well,
newer
my
ones do.
Harleys did.
Yeah, newer
But
ones.
when I had my Kawasaki, I had a Kawasaki 454 LTD. That didn't have a fuel gauge.
Yeah.
I ran on fucking 248. I pushed that motherfucker from. I was about the midpoint between the Bowmanstown exit and the Riverwalk.
Oh, my.
I pushed that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never had that problem with the Harleys because my Harley, all 3 of the Harleys that I've had, have had
A gauge.
a gauge.
Yeah.
You know, I would not have a bike without a gauge anymore.
I like the display on mine. It tells me how many miles I have.
Yeah, mine does too.
Don't even look at the needle. When it gets down to about 5, get to the gas station.
I never let mine get that low.
Are you fucking kidding? The most I got was the Focus. I had it down to 15 one time. And that was driving into work. And I figured, fuck it, I'm not stopping. At lunchtime, I'll just go get gas.
With my red Cruise I had. Okay.
Yeah.
I cheated the system one time when I drove down to North Carolina for Bo's funeral. Mm-hmm. I filled up at the Sunoco here in town. Mm-hmm. I made it into North Carolina on 1 tank of gas.
Yes.
I pulled into the gas station. It said 6 miles.
There you go.
I had 6 miles left. But I made it from Pennsylvania to fucking North Carolina on 1 tank of fuel.
Yep.
Doug says, just keep your tank half full. You'll never run out of gas.
Oh, he's an optimist. It's half empty, man.
No, it's half full. Anyway, so after they have their encounter with the bikers, and one of the guys pulls a switchblade on Sister George, and she stares him down, and uses her nunly charm. I don't know. Is nunly a word?
They communicated.
That's right. They
sh-
communicated. That's
Yeah.
exactly what she said.
Right. To the leader of the bike gang, and they put some gas in the van, the bus,
Yep.
and the girls are on their way again.
Yes.
Now we get to the flat tire. So they blow a tire, and they're rescued by Mr. Faraday. Or actually, I think it's Sister George goes off to find
she
help.
goes off to find help.
And she stumbles upon a fucking dude ranch.
Correct.
And yeah, so they come back, they get help, and Mr. Faraday, the leader of the ranch, he's a good devout Baptist man. He invites them back to his ranch for a party and to spend the night and to fix the bus, and yada yada yada. Well, of course, there's a bunch of handsome young men about said dude ranch, and Rosabelle is smitten with one of the ranch hands.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Doesn't the other one get like offended then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Marvel Ann gets pissed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Women are catty.
Yes, very.
Marvel Ann gets offended. And I forget the girl's name, but she fucking digs into it too. And says, well, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous and irresistible and yada yada yada. Right? But I caused a guffaw while we were watching this movie. Because you remember the point where I forget who says it, but somebody says, what's eating you?
Okay.
I said, well, she's probably thinking, hopefully, you tonight.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
They weren't nuns yet. It's okay.
They weren't trained to be nuns. It was just a Catholic
They all had a
school.
fucking habit on at the end
Yes,
of
they
the
were
movie.
all trying to be nuns.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Every one of them had fucking habits on at the.
No, they didn't.
They all had the habit hat on at the end of the fucking movie.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
The
they
habit,
did.
No,
That was a nunnery. It wasn't a Catholic school.
No. The habit hat was the reformed habit hats with all the older nuns.
Right, but what I'm saying is, it was a convent.
I don't know. I don't know.
It wasn't.
Anyway,
It wasn't a haberdashery.
That's a hat store.
that's a men's clothing store.
A nun's clothing store.
Men's.
A haberdashery.
You're an idiot.
I have to agree with you. I have to give Jim the point.
We also missed the boys' school.
Oh yeah, they stop
Oh,
at
my
they stop at
God.
a boys' school, and a bunch of horny Catholic boys,
God. Oh God!
and a bunch of horny
Is Marion? It's like
a bunch of horny Catholic girls.
You didn't
Of
tell
course.
us. You didn't tell us this was a boys' school.
And of course, there's merriment to be had,
Oh God!
or at least they're gonna try.
They tried.
Oh, they did try.
And Reverend Mother sleeps in a chair in the hallway to
Yes.
fucking
And-
shut down any
And
shenanigans.
the father was sleeping somewhere too.
yes, because you see them both walk up, kind of.
Yeah. You don't trust your girls as much as you trust your boys.
And you see them all fucking grabbing their backs as they're walking
Yeah.
up.
And then boom.
Yeah.
The explosion happens
Yeah.
again.
Then the explosion happens again. Rosabelle taught one of the boys how to make the fucking bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That was a good scene, though. I remember we forgot that one because it was just the innocence of the 60s. Those people in that movie that were dancing were our parents.
Yeah.
You know, they were the ones that were there in the 60s, and those are the fashions they were having and the music they were listening to. And how dare they ever talk shit about us?
I know, right? And let's move on to the next adventure
Yes.
where they're going through, I think it's New Mexico.
Shortcut.
They're
Well,
taking,
along the detour.
they take a detour because the road was closed, so they have to take a 7-mile detour or whatever.
That was 100 something.
100 some
They
mile
were going
detour.
to miss the show.
Yep.
Yeah, and they get attacked by Indians. Come to find out,
Yeah, because you had stagecoaches in there too, like doing the circle,
Yeah.
circling the
Yep.
wagons.
Milton Berle is shooting a picture.
Yeah, that was.
And to know that they had Uncle Milty in this,
Yeah.
known to have the biggest hog in Hollywood,
No. Allegedly.
maybe Reverend Mother
That's.
had, maybe she fucking loosened up a little bit.
They did communicate.
They did communicate.
That's
I mean, rumor is Uncle Milty has a fucking
Yep.
he's got a big one.
but no one knows how much because he only ever took out enough to win.
That's right. No,
Just enough to get in past the used part.
yeah, yeah, but it's this movie. It's a very typical lighthearted '60s comedy film,
Yeah.
and like I said, I can't believe you fucking made me watch a G-rated movie, and I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
This was no cussing, no nudity. You could watch this with the family, This is actually a sequel.
Really?
For this, the original was The Trouble with Angels,
Oh, okay. I need to...
and it made so much money, they made a sequel.
Nice.
And the only thing I knew about this movie was the Dorney Park scene, which
go ahead.
made me want to see the movie. And it was on my to see list, and I'm like, I know who else would really enjoy this.
Well, I mean, I actually did enjoy the movie.
How did you know about the Dorney Park scene?
I watched a YouTube video of famous movies. Well, not famous movies shot in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
And this one was on it, and it was shot. They said shot in Dorney Park, and I'm like, that's fucking amazing.
That's like Hairspray.
Exactly, and that was on the list too. Like, and then I started googling some of like the school is actually in
Ardmore.
Ambler.
Oh, Ambler. Yeah.
Ambler, and it's still there. It's surrounded by a housing development now, but it's still there.
why would they come north?
Okay, that's the thing. There's no, if you ever noticed,
It's a movie.
There was no locations in the film
No,
whatsoever.
you're right. You're
so
correct.
you barely knew where they were at any one time.
Yeah, except for the Dorney Park.
Yeah, and the Dorney. Yeah, if I think they like travel for like 2 nights from Ambler to Dorney.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, that's like right. But no one at the time would know.
Yeah.
How far apart? Most of it was shot in Pennsylvania.
I thought they made it seem like the convent was like in New York State or something like that. In the
No.
movie.
No, it's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and I think the boys' school's in Germantown.
Yes.
So everything like that was on. But I think then they
Right, but I'm saying, but movie wise, I thought they made it seem like it was.
No,
Located.
I don't think so.
They did make it seem like it was a longer distance travel.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like in the Northeast.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did with the map. They showed like it's going from like this state to this state.
yeah.
But yeah, it was. I absolutely was tickled to watching the movie just to see when cinema was pure.
It was a very 60s movie.
I love watching the older movies like that because the cinematography, the way everything looks so much different than when you
Well,
watch a movie.
because
from
you're
today.
shooting on actual acetate.
Correct. I just love
and
that
the
feel.
actors can make nuanced performances.
Yeah.
Sister George didn't need a lick of dialogue, and you knew all about that character before she said a word.
Yes.
Just the way she carried herself.
Yes.
And same way with Reverend Mother.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I'm glad you put this in the bucket.
And
I
at,
really
the,
am.
and
at
at
the
the
end of the movie-
they had it was
Yes.
a more progressive convent.
Yes.
and
Everything changed.
and the nuns looked none yet, but they looked less nunny.
you didn't have
Yeah.
you didn't have the wrap around the head.
They had hair.
Yeah.
They could see everything. It
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
a little sexy, I guess.
Not like the nuns we saw at the Ghost Show, though.
No.
Oh,
dear,
my.
it's just-
Anyway, so let's get on to the rating. What do you give it, Bill?
oh, I give it a thumbs up. This is just enjoyable.
Me too.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Me too. Thumbs up. 3 thumbs up. Good fucking movie. It's a buddy picture with Catholic girls.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a buddy road comedy with Catholic
Yep.
girls.
And you just nuns aren't supposed to be funny, but I mean,
Yeah, just ask Whoopi Goldberg.
okay. Well, sister actress. I don't know. That movie was okay.
She's not funny.
Okay, Nuns on the Run then with Eric Idle and Robbie Coltrane.
Okay,
All right, well,
I'll allow it.